Hello everyone, I've just been to the new Lego store in Belfast, which is Northern Ireland's first store. And it was very cool, really busy. It's in Victoria Square and the queue was snaking all the way outside, all the way round, lots of the flooring, and they were wiggling everywhere. So it was madness, and I ended up waiting for 4 hours, believe it or not, to get in. Nice Lego store, not too big, but it's definitely got a lot of variety, which is cool. The great thing is in the queue, lots of people, lots of different ages, young until old. And it's wonderful to see like how diverse Lego is. It's wonderful to see that people from not very high to much older are, getting involved in Lego or falling back in love with Lego. So it's wonderful. So I think that store will do very well. Something it did get me thinking though, as I brought some goodies in my nice big yellow Lego bag, it did get me thinking, should you wait or should you buy? Something when I'm looking at sets, the sets are all coming out, I constantly think, can I wait for that one or should I go ahead with that one? There's only so much of a budget. Everyone's got a budget and Lego's not cheap. So how do you prioritize those sets? It's something that I'm constantly trying to sort of grapple with. For example, in this current release, there wasn't actually a lot of modulars released, obviously, or things that would work with a modular set. Maybe the Italian Riviera, you could put into a modular building set. And the new Arkham Asylum, I know, does as it comes out. But luckily, I'm saved by the fact that there's not that much actually does combine with a modular set, I think, or would not need a lot of mocking to get right, But it does make you think, how do you prioritize and how do you pick how to buy your Lego, basically? Now, I picked up this, the Botanical Garden set. And at some point, we have a YouTube channel that is, we're about to launch our Vertical City series, which starts on Sunday and releases on Sunday, 5:30 UK time for episode 1. And this at some point will get added into the Vertical City, although we'll probably have to adapt it a little bit. But I just wanted to get this out because it made me think about this. How do you choose which sets to buy and how do you prioritize which sets and how do you go with it? With this set, I got, because it's an opening day thing, we also got, a Lego store ribbon cutting gift with purchase, effectively. And a couple of things. There's a tile there, says I Heart Belfast, for example, is on there. And that's pretty unique. We also got a little creator plane that comes with it. I can't remember the thresholds, but one was like £30, one was £130, I think. And everyone kind of got the little plate. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And there's probably a reason to do it. The reason that I went for the botanical set was because it's unlikely to be seen. I haven't seen it anywhere actually in like Smith's Toys, in Argos, John Lewis. I haven't actually seen it out and about other than on lego.com. So I've been sitting and waiting, and it made me think, well, why did you take the plunge today? Why didn't you wait even further? It's not at risk of retirement at the moment, as far as I'm aware. Although I might be wrong about that. I'll have to check that. Don't quote me on that one. The reason was the double points. Now, that opens up, what do I think? Well, I think your buying strategy largely comes down to, or mine does anyway. I'm just some random guy involved in Lego, with an adult fan of Lego. But my thought process, at least, is you've got sets will all retire at some point. Okay, so when they come out today, there's a lot of FOMO. People are really scared of missing out on things. And I was really proud of myself today. I've been eyeing up that Italian Riviera set, and I managed to walk past it twice as the queue snaked round and not pick it up. Because ultimately, it's not discounted at the moment in Lego, and it's not on any, great deal at the moment. So some people will pick up sets because there's a gift with purchase, which generally only happens, I think, when sets are first released, and from Lego, largely. There's that racing clock towards the set retiring, but Lego is very upfront about which sets are pretty much retiring and give you good notice on which ones are retiring. So you know, there's no real need to rush out and buy something today. It's not going to retire tomorrow. It's going to be at least a year, normally 2 or more. And like I said, there's loads of YouTubers and there's loads of good sources that show you which sets are going to retire anyway. So you can keep on top of that list. So really what it comes down to is there a gift with purchase that you want? Because not all gift with purchases are worth it. Cool. That will mean you probably have to get it straight from Lego. There's Lego Insider points. That only happens when you buy from Lego, you know, either online or in the store. This one was on a double points offer, which is why I went for it, which actually works out pretty well, because normally you get effectively 5% off all Lego sets you buy in store or online from lego.com using the Lego Insider points. They basically, normal points is about 5% discount on future purchases, if you like. And at double points, that's 10%. So this set, which was, again, don't quote me, I think it was like 270-ish, something like that, 265, something that's awful. I should know that. I probably don't want to look at it, and my wife's probably convinced me not to look at it. That set really probably gave me about 26, 27 quid off, and it gave me quite a lot of insider points because it was on double points. So it makes sense. Brilliant. That's why I went for it that way. However, some sets you know are going to come into Argos, are going to come into Smith's, John Lewis, and they can do cracker deals. Say like the Argos Big Red event. Not so much, but the clearance in the background for that can be brilliant. Like I seen Tudor Corner, I think it was £160. That's normally a £200 building. No Lego Insider points are going to be worth that. Go to Argos and get it. That's a brilliant build, that building. So you got to shop around. Things, not everything you're going to be able to get from a retailer. And sometimes you want the Lego points or the gift for purchase, hence you go straight to Lego. Some things, like I say, only appear in Lego. But for a lot of things, they end up in the retailers, like Smith's, like I said, Argos, John Lewis, and there's loads more, The Entertainer and the likes as well. Zavvi seems to be one I've noticed in the UK doing pretty good deals on Lego sets. And obviously you got your big events like Black Friday, the UK, for some reason we've imported, and things like that as you gear up for Christmas. Amazon does its good deals every now and again as well. So my strategy really falls around, can I get it anywhere else or is it unique to Lego? If it's unique to Lego, what's the gift with purchase? Is it one I want? If it's not one I want, I'll wait for Lego to do double insider points or some other deal, like a reduction, and I'll pick it up then, something like Black Friday. If it's going to other retailers, the chances are, guess what? It's probably going to come down because Smith's and Argos, things like that, they're not as sensitive as, you know, the likes of Lego are about discounting their sets, I've noticed. You can get some cracker deals in there, you know. There are so many sets, just so many, and even the ones that you know you might not really want, they grow on you over time. We've all had that, you know, that niggle saying, I want that set, I'm not sure, right? And you're probably going to end up buying it. But guess what? You're parting with hard-earned money for it. So you've got to be selective. You got to, you know, get through the weeds to pick a set or to pick the sets you're going to go for. And generally what I do is when I go on lego.com and I see a new wave released, I'll go on and add them to my wish list, all of the sets that I kind of want on the wish list. And that's really where my eye is, and that's the only ones I'm looking for, you know, if I'm honest, because otherwise your mind strays and suddenly, oh, hey, guess what? Actually that One Piece set looks pretty attractive now, you know. I do think One Piece does have some attractive sets, by the way. How you fit them into your city, not sure. But yeah, there's just so many sets, you need something, and my mechanism is, like I said, is I put them on my wish list, and then from my wish list, I just think, is it unique to Lego? Do I want the gift with purchase? If there's no gift with purchase, can I wait for Lego to double discount it or to put on double points? And if it's going to other retailers, which you'll know very quickly because Smith's, things like that, Smith's Toys, they get those sets pretty quick. And Argos, things like that, they get them pretty good. And some of them go straight on discount. I bought a set the other day. It's a new one of the Wednesday sets from Netflix Wednesday. I wanted the windows in it, and I think it's quite a cool little set. And it was down from £20 to £15. That set was out for a week, and it was already reduced, you know? So, yeah, you know, you have to look out. Remember that those insider points are 5%. So if you're beating the 5% on the retail value of the set somewhere else at another retailer, buy it from the other retailer. Then remember, scan your instruction code to get your 20 extra bonus points, if you like, that every set kind of has nowadays. The trade-offs are that, you know, you're not going to have the latest set. So, does it matter? You know, this is a hobby. The point of this, unless you're like a YouTuber who's, you know, reviewing sets to watch and so people can see and how it reacts, doesn't matter. It's there for you to enjoy. It's a hobby. You'll enjoy it equally in 6 months. And you might even enjoy it even more because you pay less for it. And, you know, so that's an option as well. I just wait it out sometimes. So if it's something I really want, I can still wait it out because it's not something I really need. I watch that wish list and take it from there effectively. Remember, fear of missing out is a big, big thing I've noticed in the sort of Lego community. There's only a certain budget people have. You can't have everything. So pick the things you want, prioritize the things you want. And when something gets towards retirement, you know, that's when you're probably going to have to pick it up. So for example, I bought Boutique Hotel recently at Lego retail price, you know, and the reason I did it was because that set is going to retire. It's available right now, but it is going to retire this year. It's slated for retirement. And I've read great things about it being a wonderful build, so I don't want to lose out. I don't want to miss it. You know, I'll really get annoyed on our vertical Lego city if we don't have at the Boutique Hotel. So we'll be building that in like episode, 3, I think, slated for. But it's just something I noticed, the amount of money being spent at Lego, and I get it. The world's complicated and it's expensive, you know, it's cost of living is real, you know. You don't have to have everything. And I was just want to say, I was really proud of myself for walking past, for example, the Italian Riviera. Small wins, you know, but you got to have a strategy. Don't go into that store and just go mad because you'll end up probably regretting it. Looking at that bank balance in like 2 days' time. Pick your battles and just remember it's going to be there. It's waiting for you, and it'll be just as fun to build when you get it on discount or later on. So get your stuff on your wish list. Start shopping around. Be a bit, what's the word? Savvy. That's it. And look for those deals. There's lots of good YouTube videos showing you the upcoming deals and things as well. So especially unique to your region. You know, you don't have to talk about things like Target and stuff, in the US. You can talk about, what's happening in the UK, for example, or your region. I'm using the UK because I'm in the UK. So I don't know. What do you think? What's your strategy for buying Lego? Maybe you do just buy everything. I don't know. I certainly couldn't afford it. There's no way. You know what I mean? It's just not possible. But I pick the things I want and I prioritize them. And eventually I do get the things I'm after over the next year or so. So yeah, what's your strategy? Tell me what you think. What's worked for you in the past? What works for you now? How can we help each other sort of manage all this with budget? If you like this video, hit subscribe, help us out. And remember to watch our Vertical City series, which is premiering on Sunday. All right. Thanks very much. Cheers.